Hello, citizens. This is the RSI Scorpius, and welcome to Star Citizen Rated. Before we rate, let's discuss the rating system. I like stats. Stats are useful. Here's some right now. But I started this rating system for myself in order to try and answer this one question. What ship provides the best experience in Star Citizen? I love what Star Citizen promises to offer, and I know the gameplay will come, but it's not here yet, and not all ships are made equal. So join me as I try to find the ship or ships that can give the most immersion possible in the current state of the verse. With that in mind, I have broken my review into two main categories: ship model and capabilities. With the ship model, we will rate visual detail, sounds, interactivity, crew accommodations, flight model, and quantum travel. And with capabilities, we will determine what kind of tasks each ship is capable of and to what degree. With all that said, here we go. Okay, let's take a look at the outside. It's a pretty looking ship. And you know, for being a fighter, it's quite colorful. The bright red. I don't think any of the other fighter ships are quite this colorful. Maybe the Gladius with its green, but now what is that? That reflection from the gun? That just doesn't seem right. Like the red is just too highly reflective. I don't know if I like that. Like a mirror finish. I do like that brushed aluminum look though. That's nice. Just seems too reflective anyway. Decent detail there. Now I wonder if that's meant to be accessed in the future. Now you got some access here to different modules. There's the turret. And these are the wings when they're folded up for landing, I guess. Those are the lights. I think those are lights. Thrusters. Your cockpit window, which is really cool. Gives a great view. And more component access. Okay, let's head inside, see what the cockpit is like. We'll check out the gunner seat first. Okay. Let's check the gunner seat. What's going on? That's what I really don't like these ships that make you use ladders. So the ladder tech is just not there yet. Can't even get into the pilot seat. And let's close. Let's restart that. Ah, there we go. I don't know, the animations are pretty good when they work, but it's still, it feels cumbersome. I don't really like them, to be honest. I don't like those animations getting in and out of things. Let's check out the remote turret. This is so cool. And also there's a way to change the position. You see there it says position top. And then you can switch it to the bottom, but I don't really know how to do that. But I've seen plenty of people do it. It looks really cool. I don't know, having that sort of animation, doesn't that break immersion for other people? Let me know what you think. For me, it kind of does. Every single time I lose control of my character, it breaks immersion for me, and I don't really like it at all. I really hope they change that with the new ladder tech that's coming out, but we'll see. Got some nice control layout here. That sounds okay. I could dig that. Now the interactivity with these different buttons. It looks like there's a lot of missing functionality. Eject handle, cool. Yeah, I'm not seeing much interactivity. And then even some of these buttons that you can interact with, like this, I don't know if they do anything. I've looked, I tried. It's not changing anything on my HUD. Like what is this about? Quantum display? I don't know what that does. As far as I could tell, nothing changed. I'll be interested once this stuff actually does work. And see what they're envisioning as far as like the different modes. But we'll have to wait.
Engines are off. Engines are off.
Okay. Very little engine noise. But you can tell it's fast. Ah, there we go. Oh, that's neat. Right in the front, you can see those maneuvering thrusters. That's cool. So the idle is really, really quiet. But once you turn on the engines, you get that big burst of noise. It's okay. I wish there was more feedback as to how fast you were going, because it seems like once you put up the throttle, it kind of stays at one noise level. You hear that? You can't tell if you're going max velocity or if you're going slow. You kind of need that feedback, especially when you're fighting. You know, I actually forgot. This is supposed to be a heavy fighter, not a light fighter. It's not supposed to maneuver like a Gladius. It's supposed to be equivalent to a Vanguard, let's say. So for that, it's actually very maneuverable. Whoa. Am I on a ice rink? What's going on here? Am I just going that fast and it doesn't really feel like it? Because it feels very slippery. Like it's not catching up to where I want it to go fast enough. There's just too much gliding. I have to try out my Sentinel. See if my Sentinel handles like this. It feels too slippery. I don't really like that. It feels like it should catch quicker to where I want to go. I don't know. It doesn't feel like as responsive as I think it should. Okay, let's check out some space flight. See how it handles away from gravity. Because that wasn't really atmospheric flight. Because that was just a moon. But it should still handle a little differently farther away from the surface. Yeah, it's in coupled mode. I don't know if are the maneuvering thrusters just super weak? Is that why it's traveling like this? It's hard for me to tell if this is consistent with other ships or if this is a particular knock on this flight model, or are other ships going to be working more like this in the future? We'll see. My rudders don't really like me sometimes, so they steer me away from target. You know, one big knock on this is that it has a small quantum fuel tank and a small size 1 quantum drive. So the Vanguards actually are a lot better in that respect. Ooh, check that out. That is some sexiness right there. Alright, let's go do a bounty. See if I embarrass myself. Okay, what do we got? A warden. Alright, we're going after the warden.
Got something for you.
I don't want it. Okay. Oh, what? Dang it. What's going on? What's wrong with my ship? Only half my lasers are firing. That seems unfair. I have a setting wrong? Hopefully I don't die doing this. Yeah, fire weapon all. That should work. Works on everything else. I don't want it.
Target acquired.
Okay, let's do some missile on them. Alright, so don't take this as a
Shields damaged.
fair play on the Scorpius here, guys. Clearly, I'm at a disadvantage. And I'm still awesome. Alright. Time to get out of here. So even though my guns didn't work this time, I was still able to get my bounty, HRT. This is definitely a powerful ship, and with everything working correctly, it's a beast. So, under ship model for visual detail, I gave it a 4. It has great design. It's very pretty. The red looks too reflective, but that might be intentional due to the brushed aluminum that I actually did like. For sound, I gave it a 3. Maneuvering thrusters sound overpowering. It needs balance. The sound should be informing the pilot as to the strain on the engine and the velocity of the ship when in atmo. And I just don't feel like I'm getting that feedback from this ship. I think most ships lack this feedback in Star Citizen though. For interactivity, I gave it a 3. There's some good potential for buttons and modes, but almost none of them work for now. I can't wait to see how they're going to implement this in the future. For crew accommodations, I gave it a 4. As a dedicated fighter, this has the visibility, maneuverability, and firepower you need to wreak some havoc. The turret with top and bottom positions is pretty awesome too. Beds and coffee makers are just not required for butt kickery. For flight model, I gave it a 4. It handles like a light fighter except the weak lateral control when making abrupt turns. Perhaps that needs adjusting, or perhaps that is the future to come for other ships. We'll have to see. For quantum travel, I gave it a 3. It has a size 1 drive and a small quantum fuel tank, so you may need to stay close to home base for your bounty and pirating adventures. Under capabilities for single-player combat, I gave it a 4. This ship is easily able to take out almost any ship with efficiency. As I proved earlier, you could even obliterate HRTs with only half of your weapons. For multiplayer combat, I gave it a 4. Between the pilot weapons and the remote turret, multiplayer combat promises to be a fun experience in the Scorpius. For hauling and trading, I gave it a 0. There's no hauling or trading, and you can't even do box missions. For specialty, I gave it a 0. Again, can't mine, race, refuel. This is a single role ship only meant for pew-pew. For planet hopping, I gave it a 1. It has a small quantum fuel tank, size 1 quantum drive, and you can't even bring inventory items. I do not recommend this ship as a planet hopper. Instead, you could get the RSI Aurora MR for less than 200k and use that to move your belongings between stations. For party boat, I gave it a 0. That's just not a thing. So total out of 54, I gave it a 30. This is a beautiful ship and a design that is perfect for some people looking for that in a galaxy far, far away vibe. You know who you are. And it's amazingly fun for combat. But I think there are other ships that are just as combat capable and offer up extra capabilities that the RSI Scorpius just can't do. Thanks for watching. If you liked my video, please let me know by hitting that like button. You can also subscribe to my channel for more Star Citizen videos. I would also appreciate any feedback you can give in the comments below. Let me know what I can do to make more informative and enjoyable content. Thank you again, and I will see you all in the verse. That's a good explosion. I like it.